Go Beaver! Away!
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Respawn League Season 10. Tonight we're going to be watching the Premier Division Round 2. We have a banger of a game lined up for you. We have Rascals versus Musos. I am Michael with Connor on the production, and this evening for his Australian Highlander cast debut, I have Dave. Both of these teams do really like studying European Highlander to gain inspiration or just entirely new strategies. So I'm interested to see what he can do. I've heard some stories of how these teams perform because being second and third seed, these guys scrim each other a good amount. So yeah, it'll be interesting.
Will be interesting. I mean, is it fair to say with Rascals being the runners-up last season, they're likely to be heavy favourites today?
I'd certainly say they are. It's really close between all of these players. Yeah, I don't know. They are the favourites on paper, but I can see this game going either way. Especially on product, which is our second map. We are starting off on CP Steel F6. Follow Critscast. Make sure to follow us here on the Critscast Twitch and subscribe on the YouTube channel. Definitely, have a look at us on Twitter and Discord.
We're gonna get started pretty shortly then. Teams are ready up.
Yes, they have, and I want to see how Rascal's going to set up this defense. Normally, it's just the standard B hold, very lightly hold A, and it looks like Sexy Turtle is setting that up here. I'm going to look at getting his gun and every building set up on the B point, and even, is he doing a... Yes, he is. He's going to do a teleport up into the little room by the B spawn exit for... Rascals, and I believe what they'll probably end up doing is putting their heavy in that room.
Yeah.
I imagine the heavy, maybe the sniper if they want to just set something up, but I've seen the heavy go up there a lot. He'll walk up there now, but they'll use it so we can drop down and go back up easily.
Yeah, it's pretty standard to have heavy up in this concrete area, and obviously you don't need a teleporter or defense on this as you would on a payload map, so you can just take it straight up nobody requires.
Yeah, and I'm just a little concerned because Bonk actually just spawned now, because he did a bunch of stickies on himself. I don't know where the stickies were, but it shouldn't matter too much because he's just come back to B and is going to put some traps. JD never left the spawn, so there was no risk of a med drop there or anything like that. But interesting start. Demo 1 death before the gates even open. But here's where we're going to see something interesting happen with the exit onto B coming out from Musos.
Yeah, not too much happening from either team. It looks like they're trying to move up onto B now. They're trying to rush down this concrete area. They're getting a demo, and they're actually taking the Uber straight and knocking the heavy down onto the low ground. No Uber out of red sign as yet. Does eventually come out. It's going to be mostly onto a pyro. Nice slope flow onto Smirkle. So they try and get a gun up in that concrete area, but it does eventually go down. They have dislodged the heavy though, so if they want to use that as another platform to attack, they can do.
My only concern is I don't think they know about the teleporter yet. The ground has been somewhat open to them. Flo is watching the crop, but they aren't too... They're not aware of it, and Tokos has come through. Typo wasn't looking for it. He will lose his life, actually, as Tokos very low, 30 HP himself, will drop down, eat the sandwich, and at this point that teleporter will get sapped by Zach, as that is going to go down right now. But that's all they wanted it for. That bought them probably about 10 seconds with the pyro going down as well. So just going to keep delaying here while they actually have a slight over disadvantage here on the side of Rascals.
Yeah, they are just about getting up to it now though, so there's going to be no opportunity to push. We're seeing the red flag is playing hard in white room, so that means there's no soldier up in the concrete area, so it's a little bit easier for them to walk forward and bust. At the moment they're very passive, just typing, peeking, a little bit trying to get damage down onto the gun, but really no aggression so far until eventually they come in with the Uber and get it to train heavy, get it launched miles in the air. Now the minute it gets launched, and the demo is cleaned up behind Lay going down. Again, they're trying to get the gun up, but a snipe comes in, and Red is just completely folded, and flank coming in as well. So many frags, and B is going to go down very shortly.
Yeah, that was a very good B hold. The engineer and the spy both actually making plays from behind there. I believe the engineer came through from the BE connector. So slipping through the flank hold there and finding that cleanup onto Tal, as that's going to net them a 50% Uber advantage with C needing to be pushed, but that's not going to deter Rascals from holding this BCE connector that they've got. But Zach, he might want to find Bonk as he walks forward, does get the stab onto him, as Bird's going to make him go away, but they're not going to be able to hold this for too much longer with their demo man, and you can see Lei wants to take this forward.
Yeah, this is a really aggressive hold here from Rascals with Uber disadvantage. They have decided to back now. I think they're very good Uber counter there from the red side. They backed up onto C, so the Uber's taken in very, very early from Lei. That has absolutely no target, it's just a sniper who will go down float. Tokos goes down as well, somewhere in the backlines. So it's going to be difficult for them to contest C at C point.
Tal's locked out. There's so much spam being put out by Lei here on the door. Does finally get to cross as Lei is reloading, but that was very scary for Tal there.
Yeah, the Uber building hasn't been great either from Tal, so only just coming up to 100% now, so they're not going to be able to contest C. They're not going to be able to go in for a Hail Mary Ubers and block. So C comes down, that obviously opens the platforms up on the E point. At the moment, it's a nice hold that Rascals have going. They've got their NG, the level 3 up in the heaven area. Looks like most of the combo is playing around the white room, which does leave E open. If the combo from the blue side decides to commit onto E, they could get rid of this gun pretty quickly, but at the moment white's room is the option that the red team is deciding to hold from.
Yeah, it is definitely, and not being fairly uncontested there. Zach did manage to slip in past Bird for a moment there and get an idea on what's going on. And there's not really many other moves being made. It looks like, actually, the combo of Musos, they're going to take a bit of time to build their Uber and rotate through their spawn to meet them in the white room here. As I imagine we're probably going to be seeing another Lei and Magnet Uber. The gun on the offense does go down. But nothing too major here, as Lei's going to start leaving this Uber in, does get it, gets air blasted a little bit here. Zach tries to go on for the stab, but does get met with an Ubered back, so he will retreat for now, as no players are being lost in this Uber just yet. Bonk does find JD though, traps on the door, is also going to help Talfall as well though, with the pipes coming out from Lei, Turris, Lizard, Wizard, both soldiers going down, and the demo on Lei as well. I'd say fairly even trades for now, but the spawns on the offense are going to help them get back into this fight. As Kalski's holding this, Bonk needs to be careful here, playing with fire, as they're going to just burst through and all go down to Tokos.
Yeah, no heals here for Rascals. Oh my god, Bonk is caught in the worst position possible. He's in this control room. He's got a health bar. Oh, but the spike comes in. It was enough of a distraction. Centaur comes in, gets JD, gets Lei as well. And Bonk's actually going to be able to run out of there due to the amazing play from his spike out to Bart.
The world's best decoy, the demo man. I can't believe it. They were so focused on him in there that Centaur just got in and got those two free picks. But because of the spawns, it is going to end up being even. And Musos, they just still want to keep pushing this room. Bonk's been walked out by a scout in the heavy. He will get cleaned up as now. Tokos, the only presence left on the point now is you've got Raylan and Bird falling down from the upper spawn, but Flo's gone down by a nice rocket from Lizard Wizard. This is going to open things up. Tokos getting caught out here. He'll get left for dead. As Magnet does fall, no Pyro in this. Lei falling low, but with Typo coming in, securing the ground. You are going to have Rascals to get split between the D and E point as this time, as you've got the pressure being put onto both. They're going to need to make a decision.
Yeah, a lot of frags coming in here from Musos, but Uber is coming up. Tau's going to be up Uber soon. Battalions is actually coming out from right in at the moment. It's being used, I think, around the spawn area, but they can't really get any contesting into D, so D is going to come in pretty cleanly here for the Musos side. Rascal's just sitting in. Actually, Bird is trapped out of the spawn. The Uber comes in towards heaven. It's just a medic alone. They have the Uber, but no one to use. I'm getting juggled up in the air. There's a Pyro, there's a spy body blocking, there's a soldier body blocking. Medic does run right onto point. He's juggled absolutely everywhere. Is there any way to escape? No, run straight into Zach. Lots of frags going down on the red side, but at the moment, not too much cap time.
Yeah, actually, that Uber, even though the Uber itself was pretty bad, it made a lot of space and time for the rest of the players on Rascals to actually get out of spawn, because for those of you who may not know, once D is capped, the defenders spawn onto E, those doors get shut, and they need to exit either through C or through D to get onto the point. Tal solo over there had bought enough time to get their players out to stage some sort of hold again. As you've got the Rascals combo, they are coming through into White Room, destroying the gun, and they're actually going to come up right behind JD here, as well as Lei. With no sticks on the ground, this is going to be an even fight for now. Lukowski does get a line up onto it, he does get healed and can fall back, and Rascals, they're in a tricky position right now.
Yeah, oh, the medic JD falls into the pit. Lei's going to have to go for a Hail Mary. The Pyro actually comes in and picks up the medic, so there's just 2 up now. Tourist looks like they're going to go down as well. They're really weak. Do win a 1v1 against Zach, but there's just so many frags in Blue's favour. NG and Scout. Eventually we see flank players walking onto point to get some cap time down. At the moment, there's a mini sentry from Sexy Turtle going to try and deny the point a little bit, but it's not too much cap time, so they are buying enough time from here on red to get some spawns. Again, absolutely no one on the point, not utilising the huge player advantage that they do have, and we see Raylan winning a Soldier 1v1 in Banana as well.
Yeah, definitely, and I think, like, Musos here, they're relying on Rascals trying to go through the D spawn door, but Rascals, every time I'm seeing a player spawn, they're just going through E. It's completely uncontested, and it's let them put Lei onto 20 health and need to get back onto the point to get healed here. It's like they just don't care at all. Lizard Wizard, though, he finally takes that same route, does get the kill onto Tal, and is going to help his team lock things in here, but with the battalions come up, we've got a last stand mounting, and they've managed to clear the point.
Very unconventional defense here from Rascals, but while everyone was looking into the Banana area where the core of the combo was, it was actually Tokos the Heavy coming somehow through D into that little window area on the E point, just shooting everyone down with the Tomislav that was caught out on the point, just cleaning up all the players trying to cap. And now we see a slightly more conventional Red have all their players back in front. They're actually trying to rotate the medic core slightly in an awkward position, going to go back in towards that kind of shelf area. There is a Soldier Lizard Wizard behind that they do have to worry about, but he is going to get cleaned up pretty quickly as well. And we can see eventually the red team trying to move back in towards the White Room area, but they do drop bonk for it. The NG now trying to run in some damage down, and players all over the place. Players on D from the blue side, and it's just a little bit chaotic at the moment. Rotations coming out everywhere.
Yeah, definitely. Tal and Bird getting in the White Room, and with Tokos not being able to fight right now, sorry, not Lizard, you've got Rail in there. Although, hang on, in all of that, Flo does get the drop on the JD. It shouldn't change too much here. Tokos is going to get shot down as he spams the point, but does get a lot of damage onto it. Bonk from the low ground has the possibility to get something done, but he will not, stacking 5 times on the point. And that turned into a 10.5 minute push from the side of Musos there. So what started off very well for them, I think C was capped in like 3 minutes or something like that, 3-4 minutes, into a 10.5 minute defense that they now have to mount against Rascals.
Yeah, that is pretty damn slow, I'm afraid. But, you know, there was a lot of good stuff there from Musos, but they just couldn't quite get all their affairs in order. They couldn't quite make it all happen. They had lots of opportunities where they had a lot of frags, they had a lot of advantages. But, you know, we saw a couple of times where they were just caught out tunnel visioning. They tunnel visioned that demo in the control room. They paid for it. They tunnel visioned the medic, who was alone getting juggled. And, you know, all that time it just allowed Rascals to get themselves back in position with those slightly chaotic fights. And I have to say the cap time from Musos so far in that round was not good enough.
No, yeah, especially from what we are expecting to come out from Rascals here. It definitely could be over fairly soon. We're going to see them make moves onto A, and you're going to have, yeah, there we go, Raylan at the spawn. They're not even putting a single soul on the A point. On Musos here, which could end up actually hurting them. You've got Lev. Okay, Lev is watching for what I'm concerned about. Lev is sitting in the AE connector in a spot that shouldn't get checked, with Lizard Wizard there to back him up as well. The main cause for concern right now is going to be if Rascals can get through it, get a sturdy hold set up on the E point. And with Bird going down on the offense here, Tokos will go forward and he'll eat a sandwich, get trapped off, but he's actually, okay, he will clear them. Lei does know he is definitely there now, ready to fight. As he needs to be careful, Lei. Flo is... Hang on, okay. Sorry, Toko's dying scared me a little bit there. Toko's was the medic for this team for like 4 seasons, so that gave me a little jump in my heart there, but okay, that's fine. Heavy's down, he's already back up. As, yeah, it's just... Rascals, they're not making anything happen that they don't need to. They've got time. Centaur's just looking in this little window at the entire setup here. As Ubers are still just, you know, Rascals, they're just waiting to take a good fight here.
Yeah, just a little bit of beacon of product that eventually we need to see the Uber coming in. It's mainly onto Bird and Bob just trying to get through that main choke. They're going to be stuffed out by Magnum, the Pyro. They're actually, you can see the red team having to back up here. Giving up a little bit of position. They still have the heavy typo up top though. He's going to be a nightmare to deal with in that high ground position. But while all that is happening, we've seen the flank from the blue side has been able to get through. There is a gun up in heaven, there's a teleport up in heaven, there is a soldier in behind, so red team, while they have frags down, they have to be aware of the threat of the backstab coming in from behind.
Yeah, and I think that honestly the standout play in all of that for me, as Lev does get pitted, it was actually Centaur there. He was playing the information spy the entire time on that B point. Then the moment the Uber came in, he dropped down. Spurkle had to look at pulling his gun back, and he just walked into Centaur and died with his gun. And that is what's going to let them cause so much of a panic on E, because I think if you've got a gun there, on the B point, you can maybe rotate a heavy off, rotate a pyro off to go and spam that B point and keep your gun on the B side to just, you know, lock it down, but you don't have a gun there. You need to rotate your combo off, and that just leaves B completely open. Rascals, 7 minutes, nearly 8 left to push this through, as they're actually going to take the Uber trade here in the BC connector, bonk it up, getting launched around, might actually get pitted himself here. The pit claims another one, as Magnet will lose his life for it. Tokos as well, half the combo for Reckless Rascals here, going down, as Leia's going to keep a tight hold on this connector.
Yeah, British stun connector hold coming out here. They've lost Lay now though, so they're gonna have to back up out. They're just playing with the medic and the heavy there, but anyone coming in from that gate is gonna have an easy time just fragging the medic, so they don't think they want to wait around too long there. They're gonna have to... They've lost their flank as well, I think, around the white room area. They do have a gun up in heaven with the sniper at the moment, but there's gonna be a lot of pressure putting it very shortly. Soldier spamming it from long range. But we're seeing Blue move, they're moving through connector, they're onto C now. Flo is trying to get some snipe going onto C. No cap sign at the moment on the either point right now, but the spice gets the sap onto the E point. Frags the engineer, so now no heaven sentry, and there's actually a soldier and a spy all up in that heaven area, while the core of the combo from Blue is moving onto C, so pressure on both points right now.
Yeah, and if they can't weed out this E presence on the side of Musos here, they are going to end up in a situation where the combo finishes capping C and then just goes through that CD connect and catches them with their pants down. As they really need to look at cleaning this up soon. Flo is mounting a defense with Taurus. He does get out as Zach with the revolver fails to clean up on the kills. As I still see them, they're just in this, they're sitting on the D point. They are about to get minced. Although make me eat my words, why don't you? Rascals just end up pulling out entirely and going through their spawn.
Musos did do a good job. They did clean up most of the guys in heaven. There's just the spies snuck back up there. He's actually going to beat the stab onto the sniper. Gets him eventually. Does get the gun, but there's still an entry up there. But yeah, Musos did a very good job cleaning up the heaven area, so there's not too much of that. The moment we're fighting over white room, Blue trying to move through, checking tickets, Uber trade coming in, it's going to be traded out instantly. Pyro getting really aggressive and knocking people back and going down to bonk at the end of it. So no Pyro to deny red in white room anymore. It's just Lay alone goes really, really weak, gets arrowed up, but gonna have to give up that space into white room. And now a good opportunity for Blue to attack from.
Yeah, and in all of that, actually, hold my words, Lay does come in, get the 2 stickies on the towel, and Typo there with them cleans up Bird. The combo crumbling for Reckless Rascals there. And actually, in all of that, Bonk had an opportunity to kill Lay. He had 2 stickies under his feet. Lay was un-Ubered. I don't know if he just wasn't paying attention or what happened. He did not pull the trigger on that. And with Lay staying alive and getting the medic kill, that just one right click could have completely changed the momentum of this game. as the hold right now that Musos have set up, they are in a pretty damn good position to keep both of these points locked out.
Yeah, they did pretty well. They have to worry a little bit about Raylan the soldier. He did just come in and get a frag from the death corridor area, so they have to be a bit wary of him. But at the moment, they're doing a good job of locking the blue side out. To completely control White Room, they're stuck on A. The Pyro does go down, so they might want to go instantly for a trade. Again, they do come in. It's going to be traded mostly onto a heavy. He has to make sure he doesn't get dropped. He's actually blasted back into the Uber, so not too bad coming out. We're going to see if an aggressive post-Uber push is going to come in before that Pyro is up here.
And actually, in all of that, Lei and Typo again get 2 kills onto the enemy combo. Bird bonked up, both going down. And with that happening, even though the defense is, the offense and the cap time is coming out onto the C point, it is going to make it very easy for Musos to actually get in and stop this. Although JD is very low, he is waiting for the full health kit to spawn with a soldier right there. He needs to back up, and JD's in a bit of a dicey spot right now. The combo is back up on Rascals, coming through the A connector again. As JD, the health is there waiting for him. He will just regen back up at this point, but Musos, they are losing hold on E. Their flank repeatedly falling again and again. No engineer set up there either. It's actually Rascals on the offense with their level 2 getting set up here. As, I mean, we've got 3 times on the point here. The pressure's definitely on.
Yeah, this is smart for Rascals. They're putting pressure onto E, but at the moment, it seems to be Musos and coming out the better of it. They get the better of the combo trade, but they've lost so many players suddenly. The sniper flow up in the heaven area, just being able to pick people off. So much cap time coming in. Typo goes down as well, just to spawn up. Eventually, we're seeing Rascals come in, clean everyone up, getting some cap time now onto the E point. There's 3x on the cap, just a couple of seconds left. No, spawners aren't going to come out in time, and they are going to take the round with just a couple of minutes left.
Yeah, I think there was about 2 minutes 30 left on the cap, so definitely a really good effort on the defense there.
It's been very, very close so far, and I think if we look at the logs, it will probably prove to be the case.
Lei 547 DPM and Bong 427 as that will be Rascals taking Steel the first map.
And yeah, Rascals taking that first map, and now it looks like we're moving on to product. If it's an even game, nip and tuck, and one sniper's just dominating, it can be really difficult to shut them down on this map.
Yeah, definitely. I think one thing that I'm sure Rascals are aware of, just need to keep in mind, is actually the spam from Lei. I don't know when he started doing this, but Lei, I think, knows every single long range, and I mean long range, spam angle there is on any map played in Highlander right now. I've seen this man get pipe kills from cliff, like hiding on his own cliff onto a medic hiding behind the enemy point. So he just knows ridiculous spam angles, and I think that might be something they take advantage of to kind of break them out of any tough situations. We do have the mid-fight coming out here. Kalski getting the first pick onto Bird, but Flo following up with a full charge body shot to take the sniper down, and this is going to be free reign for Flo as Zach comes in, stab on the bunker up, Tal falls as well. Flo getting a kill on Dispersal, trying to claw things back for his team, but right now he's the only 2 kills that they have. And outside of Raylan getting a kill onto Lizard Wizard, he will be the only 3 kills his team finds, as that is a very convincing mid-fight coming out from Musos to open this second map up.
It's interesting to see, normally when you see a sniper fight go like that, where the sniper gets a pick and then gets counter-sniped instantly, you'd expect the team with the sniper online would win the mid-fight, but it was actually the fact there was no pyro allowed Lizard Wizard to get so much pressure. You're not killing the medic as well. Uber now is coming out onto blue team. Lev going quite deep, but isn't going to find too many frags. They've already dropped their demo late, and you see this big soldier bomb coming in behind by Raylan, just pulling players back. Spy is trying to get going as well, but it seems Blue just wants to back out. They're going to give up the point. Going to be a large Uber advantage as well for Tau, so at the moment it's going to swing back in control of Rascals.
Yeah, I feel like that was a bit of a desperate Uber there, as Flo does get his 3rd kill onto Lev here, going to shut down any sort of scout aggression. As Yeah, I know that. Like, they Ubered there onto the point without their demo man, and they got nothing with that Uber. They didn't take space. They didn't get any kills because it was just a scout solo Uber with a heavy trying to cut the point. It just ended up getting nothing as. Well, the opposite of getting nothing, Flo now on for his 5th, locking down this point hold just from his own concrete. Not particularly protected, just, you know, sitting here amongst his team, knowing that his team has his back, and the bombs do come in now. The double sack onto Tal. They do get the 4, and JD does have his Uber here. But if I was on the side of Rascals, I'd be looking to get way more aggressive than they are now. With the demo down, the sniper was just spawning. Maybe get a little bit of spam in, but it's definitely too late for any of that now, as they're going to have to hold against the full Uber from JD here. Unless Flo wants to make anything magic happen, and he'll get a 7th kill onto Lay here, which will shut down anything they had planned.
Oh, Flo is completely shut down. Now gets the Pyro frag as well, up to an 8k. So while JD has an Uber, or wants to use it pretty shortly, they're going to have to wait for their spawns. They're going to have to try and find some kind of angle to walk in at the moment. Scout's trying to navigate through. Flo does go down to Kowski, so that opens up everything. The Uber is now coming across. Lay and Lev trying to go deep, but not finding too much. Tao is well out of there on the grass area with a mini sentry and Pyro soldier protecting them. So while they rotate back now, they've preserved their Uber. They're going to have an 80% advantage. They've got a lot of time off the clock as well, so not a bad position at all for Rasmus there.
Yeah, definitely not. As any concerns about Flo not being awoken on this map are being shut down right now. Spawns and immediately takes down Kowski, and that is going to open the floodgates for his team's Uber. Taurus does go very low in the Uber, will end up needing a lot more of it than normally he would take, but he will get out alive. They'll take down any contestant around the point. As JD, he's actually very aggressive. He does not have his Uber, 60 health, and Flo, is he looking for the sight line here? He is not. Sitting more passive, waiting for his team to come back in. I'm actually fighting off a spy as well in all of that. So they'll take the point peacefully, and JD will end up with an Uber advantage again. Lizard Wizard will die behind though, but Zach now is going to be looking to make the move. Who will find no one. He lands right in front of Tal there.
Yeah, quite passive here from the Rasmus side. They're obviously heavily reliant on Flo. Now the Pyro is coming in with the Uber and trying to chase people down into lane. But again, they're using the Uber so far back, they're not finding any frags. Lay is actually going to go down as well, the tail end of it, and it's all up to Rasmus. They can push forward if they want. Decided not to, they're just spamming them back. Got control of the point, so they don't need frags. Kowski wins the cycle move, but immediately gets backstabbed. So while there is 100% now up for Tao, they've got control of the point. They don't really need anything going. Lays down as well to the spy center. So they've got 10 seconds left. They have to worry about the Uber advantage. It's just a Pyro and a medic on the point trying to make magic happen. But they're going to have to worry about that Uber coming up soon.
Oh, Tao just gets it in time. Lizard Wizard was right on them, but it's just a solo Uber on a demo man, and that's not very effective at dealing with the Pyro that's on the point. Lev coming around, focusing the med kill, but getting put very low because of that. As it's kind of a scrappy fight here. Lay falling, Sexy Turtle as well. Players from both teams falling here, and the spawns are going to favor Musos. So if they can just keep bleeding players, we're getting even trades. As long as they can keep that time on the point, it will end up in their favor. Center, so unlucky catching the flame there as he tries to get behind. But it is just a constant bleeding here. The Uber does come out. They just need to make sure to leave someone on the point. And Magnet will fulfill that role. They'll get the kill onto Bunkered Up. But with a minute 42 left, I don't think an Uber for a demo kill is really the trade they were looking for here.
No, they're losing players here. Red is just piling forward onto the point. You got so many players on the point. Gate captain Soldier does come in, gets some damage down onto the point, but doesn't clean up any kills. And it's a very clean first round for the Rascals.
Yeah, I mean, I'm holding tab, and I'm seeing Flo second on the scoreboard, only to Bunkered Up, and kind of what I expect is for Bunkered Up to be at the top here. We'll see how the second round goes and see if Musos can get any more off of the mid than they got last time. Kowski does get the kill onto Bunkered Up to start things off again. Flo going down. Things looking very good for the side of Musos here. They do have two players on the back there actually. Toko's pushing forward with Sexy Turtle. Will fight the scout. Lev gets him so low, but he will not do it. And Tokos, he's still so low, does get the demo kill as well.
That's crazy. Such an aggressive mid coming out of the Rascals. They obviously had their tails up and just wanted to get aggressive crosspoint. Pretty well absorbed overall by Musos, but getting and losing their demo, that sneaky enemy at the end of it. Again, we're seeing an Uber coming out, but again, it's onto a Pyro. It's actually going to be a trade, so while he gets some damage down, the red Uber is going to be much better. Soldier going really deep, and JD's scissored down by the spy coming in. Very well coordinated bomb and spy play there. We're seeing a desperate attempt by Zach getting stump damage down onto Tau, but at the moment the points in control of Rascals, the Uber advantage is in control of Rascals. They've got basically even frags, so while they have lost a little bit of time off that first initial cap from Blue, they're now back in control of the point.
Yeah, although I have a feeling we're going to see Musos try and take this back a little sooner than Rascals want, as Bonk is only just spawning now, meeting with his medic. On 60% Uber is Tal, but they're going to look at stopping this cap from coming up, but they're not going to be there fast enough. Zach is coming, does get the actually Enforcer kill onto Flow there, as Bonk gets a reply across the point onto the heavy typo. But the health on Rascals right now is just so bad. So many of their players are in the red or on their way there, that they just kind of need to take a moment and stop, even with the player ad they've got right now.
Yeah, the player ad is going to prove to be pivotal. No demo man, no sniper, so those are the big two classes you have to worry about on this map, and two of the classes that can clean some up. At the moment, it's just a blue Pyro again going in. So many Pyro Ubers. This is not something you would normally see in Europe, but at the moment, proving to be pretty ineffective overall. Traded easily outvoted. Now we're seeing Tokos going really aggressive in this across this caution area. Decided to back up onto Cliff. There's a couple of frags in Blue's favour, so they're going to try and walk back in for a dry push. A lot of damage coming down. Bukowski, Lev, and Lay all going down. They can't. I don't have players to clean up the frags they want, and Rampant Red are rushing forward and getting a load of damage, bullying them out. Back in control for Rascals.
Yeah, no, I'm just going to clarify something here. Pyro Uber, not something we normally see in Australia either. That's just this thing. It is a bit of an odd one. And if they were including, say, like a scout or a demo man at the beginning of those Ubers, I could see them being really effective. They just don't. And it's going to mean that, you know, in situations like this where it's even... This time they do take it on Lay, but Magnet is very involved, actually detonated jumping forward, and he just gets blasted back by Burr. Rascals don't even need their Uber at this point. They're not going to use it. Oh, Zach, though, very close to getting the pick on Tal there, but was in front of him the entire time. And yeah, that was just an Uber that ended in absolutely nothing because half of it was a Pyro. There's no long-range damage. There's no threat of a Pyro if they're not in your face.
Yep, now we're seeing a big soldier bomb coming in by Lizard Wizard. Going in behind is going to draw some players back, eventually going down to 2 hits, but Flow is still popping head, so in fact a body shot this time onto left, so no flank player is going to be able to come out from the
Jack jumps in from the China area, does get the kill on the tower with the full Uber dropping there. It means absolutely nothing because right before that happened, Musos lost JD. And we end up at an even situation with both medics spawning at the same time.
Yeah, JD has been able to get the heals back up slightly quicker, so they've got a bit of a spawn, a bit of a heal advantage. They're trying to plow forward, but so many players are in position. Lake takes out Bonk and Tumis, but will go down for it. Tokos finishing up that frag. Not much cap time coming in from Blue. They've lost so many players. Flow is back on the rock, just looking for sightlines. A big soldier bomb coming in. Raylan going towards his opponent's rock. He's going to run into Typo in the connector, but no one can get on the cap for Blue, and Rasmus take a second round.
Yeah, and they're looking to close it out through a very solid play coming out from them here. Flo having a bit of a tougher time that round, definitely a lot more focus getting put on him, but that just opened up for Bonk to do even more, and Centaur as well. Like, They play an 8 Protect 1 style on Flow here, but the rest of their players are very capable as Lizard Wizard does actually get air blasted a bit very far behind as the first frag of the mid is bonked onto JD. But Tal falls very soon after to the Enforcer of Zach, who will trade his life for that kill, but no meds for either team. Musos getting their med a little bit sooner, but it's just a battle of attrition here because of that. Flo is on the sniper on the China area. Kalski, his opponent, is getting forced back by Centaur, but neither team wants to touch this point because of the lack of medics here, as both medics are now back up on the field, getting their teams healthy for mid-fight 2.
Yeah, I've been really impressed with Centaur so far this map. You can see the tail end of that fight. Centaur just cleaning up all his demo's damage. Not the most common thing to see a spy cleaning up damage from a demo man, but Flo picks up JD. So now no Uber, no heals going to come up from Blue. While they do have decent amount of return cap time, Flo picks up Lay as well. So Flo dominating the map at the moment. They're trying to get some desperate cap time in Blue, but all the players will get cleaned up, they will get pushed back, and they're going to have to worry about a huge Uber disadvantage as well.
Yeah, definitely. Taurus does go down, and that's going to cause Tal to just back all the way up to the teleporter. That bird has just come through. Now, Kalski does go down to Centaur as Flo does kill Lay. So even with the massive Uber advantage, with Lay down, there's going to be very little pressure for Tal to use it. But Zach, looking for another drop. Bird knows exactly where he is, though. Bird, she is one of the just best spy-checking spies in Australia. And I don't know if she is still running it now, but she was running the home wrecker earlier in the map to clear the sapper on the teleporter. So really kind of leaning heavily into that defensive pyro style, as we have a fury of words. My tongue just stopped working. Many frags coming through. Nothing super special though, as just, you know, buying time for the Uber on the side of Musos there.
Yeah, Musos really struggling to get across this point at all in these dry situations. We see the blob of the red team of rascals just sat. They're just nicely poised in this sort of low ground dip area. They're not even really playing in pockets, so they are liable to be spammed, but at the moment not making much of it on the Musos side. Uber coming in again, desperately just demo pyro trying to get across, but so many players going down on the flank. And all 9 up for red team. They're going to be able to plow forward. They have to worry about railing in. He's going to catch Lay out as well. The medic JD going down to an engineer of all things. And it's just crumbling right now for Musos.
I'm really going to need Musos to stop doing pyro Ubers. This is, it's just not working for them. I think they're going to need to have a long hard think after this game about what they are going to need to do with their Ubers, because with only 35 seconds left on the clock, it's going to be all last ditch attempts here from the side of Musos to try and get a single round, if any, cap time at all in this potential last round of product. It does look like with the demo and the scout kill, though, they will get the first cap time of the round, but with a good Uber advantage on the side of Rascals here, they are just going to look at taking Cliff and looking to clean up the game here. With Lev, he'll back off of the cliff after getting Tokos, but that is not going to stop anyone. Taurus, he is so far in that he actually gets blasted all the way in. Magnet, actually outside of the Uber this time, completely separating Tal there. But it's not going to stop Taurus and Bonk from actually getting work done. Demo, Med, falling, Engineer as well. Zach does get the pick onto Flo. He will fall, try and get the second on the Tal, but will not. As with 4 players alive on the side of Musos here, I think we're just going to see Rascals look at closing this out. Tokos on the point, actually with his Fist of Steel out. A little bit odd because he could be taking close angles and biting this, but they are not going to worry about it until the point is capped. They want to get that time up. 15 seconds left on the clock here, though, for this potential final round.
Yeah, they've got a chunky Uber advantage as well, so Blue is going to have to push before this Uber comes in. They've only got 6 seconds. Soldier coming in. They're going to clean up Raylan. Centaur go down as well. Trying to pressure across the point. The Uber doesn't quite come in for Tal. Tal does go down, but so many frags in Red Rascal's favour. And they're just cleaning everyone up. Medics having to dive towards the point. Won't get it. And the third round comes in here for Rascals. And that's game over, I'm afraid.
Yeah, that is, as it is going to be Rascals claiming it 2-0. As if we have a look at the logs, I haven't opened them yet, but I'm assuming Flo top fragged. Yes, he did, 25-10 with 509 damage a minute, only behind his own demo man of Bonk. I think Musos, they have a lot to learn from this game. Yeah, only 3 more games left for every team, and then we go into the playoffs.
If you want to find out when the games and the streams are coming up, you can check out the Twitter or join our Discord as well. There's events coming up in the Discord now, so it's very, very easy to find out when the games are coming.
If you want to do that, support us on Patreon or have a look at the merch at merch.critscast.com. I've been Michael with Dave and Connor on the production. We will see you guys next time.
Hi, old beaver! Away!